explain the two types of people that kind of hate you. I mean, I love Rollo because when he wrote the Rational Male, I go, I should have read this when I was younger.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Women who hate Rollo and men who hate Rollo. So would you explain that?
I quite honestly, I run into more backlash from guys than I do women right now, because I think that I think men today, especially younger men today, don't like to have they don't like to be taken out of their comfort zone. We were just talking about how, like, I was just trying to ask you guys, like, how can we course correct here with like re-incentivizing guys to want to become something? Yes. It's the guys who are just sort of go along to get along. It's the guys who, like, we constantly get this all the time from our haters we'll probably get it tomorrow, actually. But we get it from guys who are always trying to find some sort of rationale to say why they don't want to play the game, why they don't want to. They want to, like, men going their own way, black pill doomers, the guys who are sort of despondent, sort of nihilistic right now. It's real easy to sort of fall into the trap of thinking that everything's very depressing, everything's pessimistic, everything's very cynical right now. Because it's so just as easy as it is to fake cues of high value by renting a Lamborghini, it is also very easy to create rationales as to why I don't want to play this game anymore. Why bother? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Why would I want to play this? Why would I want to go ask this pretty girl out on a date? Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter, because she's going to go find, Giga Chad over here who's going to, sweep her off her feet, because I don't make as much money and I'm not as, jacked as he is, and I'm not as tall as this guy is. So why am I going to expend that effort for minimal return on my investment, for having to, investing in myself so that I can actually reap the rewards, whatever those may be, whether that's women, or hopefully it's all of the above, women, money, money, muscles, game, that kind of stuff. But I think that the guys who get pissed off at me the most is I hold up a mirror. And they have to want to look into that mirror, because I can't make them do that. But I think that's when I talk about objective truths, or I talk about empirical evidence, and when we get into the selfish gene or evolutionary psychology, and we break things down into nuts and bolts, it conflicts with their ego investments in, I don't want to have to play the game anymore, so fuck that Rollo guy. I don't want to have, he's just trying to grift and take all these guys' money. And they'll say the same thing about you and everybody else here, because they don't want to play the game, because they don't see any point in playing the game, because they don't think that the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, women are the same thing. Is like when I'm holding up a mirror and I'm saying, look, you've become the man that you wanted to marry. It's this sudden realization, like, oh shit, I have catered my life to this one standard, and now the more successful I become, the higher a value a woman I become, the higher a value man I have to get to be commensurate with with what I want out of life. So if we have women on Access Vegas on damn near every show, and they're like, they don't want to get married, they don't want kids, because they're like, I make X amount of dollars off of OnlyFans, that the average guy is never going to be able to match that kind of money, plus like half again, whatever it would be. So they are economically unattractive. And so it comes down to, am I really in love with this guy? Is it an emotional thing? And sometimes that emotion stuff doesn't balance with the fact that he is not as ambitious as you guys are, or he's never going to be the guy that you deserve, the man of your dreams, because he's never going to make more than you, because you've already established yourself at such a high level that most guys are never going to be able to match that. So
that's why I'm back up. When everybody should read The Rational Male or Female, because what you said, the women who hate you are very successful women. It's really amazing. But also, the men that hate you are like you call them betas or whatever they are. They're very comfortable. They have job security. They're good fathers and all this stuff. And Ken and I talk about it all the time. We get the same vibes now because your book made us aware of it. Why do guys hate us? I mean, Ken and I are entrepreneurs. We start companies doing this, doing that, have our own jets, drive Ferraris, and with certain men just don't like us. Right?
Yep. Just for the record, I don't own a Ferrari.
But you don't have to, my friend.
I have a Camaro. I don't have a Ferrari.
Yeah, it's very difficult because they're going to look back at their life, and if there is no excuse, then they must lay bare the fact that it could have been them and it wasn't them, and the only reason why it wasn't them was because of their excuses.
Right.
Whenever, like, I teach a networking course, and I always get often from either a man who's been cheated on, or someone who's short, or someone who's of an ethnicity where he thinks he has a disadvantage in networking or with women, and then I consistently show him example after example, testimonial after testimonial of exactly the person he is complaining about having incredible success with his work, with his dating life, whatever. And instead of this is a really interesting one. You remember the people who thought the world was going to end July 21st, 2012. Do you remember this, right? Mm-hmm. After the world didn't end, they didn't apologize. They didn't go, "Oh, our bad, we got this wrong." They were even more sure of themselves. They doubled down on it, even though they were completely proven wrong. And what I found is the same thing. Is like when you show someone something where they're completely proven wrong, instead of admitting that they were wrong, they double down, and sometimes they even throw hate at you. If you were to prove to a religious person, "Hey, the God that you believe in doesn't actually exist," they don't say, "Hey, thank you for doing that." They strap a bomb to themselves and blow you up. That's essentially what happens. So yeah, people do not like when you lay them bare. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, here's the trick, right? Doesn't matter who the president is, I'm still going to be rich. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be in shape. I don't really care what the political affiliation or what sexual proclivities the president or the vice president have. I'm still going to be rich. I don't give a shit. And that should be the mentality that you have no matter what.
Point of origin.
No matter what. Yes. Ben Bernanke, piece of crap, whatever, I'm still going to be rich, and I don't care. And that kind of has to be the mentality.